Assalamu alaikum everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. You think you are hot? Is it just the night? Or it's the weather? A disease may manifest itself by increasing the body temperature. In simple terms, fever is a response by the body in an attempt to decrease the cause of the disease or just to limit the disease. The normal body temperature averages to 98.4 Fahrenheit or simply 37 Celsius. It ranges between 97 to 99 Fahrenheit or 36.6 to 37.2 Celsius. Before concluding that the patient might be having fever, you have to exclude these three things: that there is a normal diurnal variation in all the people, being less in the morning and increased at night. Second thing is that body temperature is normally increased after exercise or increased activity. And third thing is there are certain medications which can cause increased body temperature, like some antibiotics and some anti-epileptics. To remember the questions regarding the fever, which is actually the fever HOPI, you can remember this mnemonic, which is more CGPA. That is, if you want to earn more CGPA, you have to remember this mnemonic. Simply is that first is the onset. Depending upon the onset of the fever could be either acute or gradual. But depending upon the duration, it could be acute or chronic. In onset, if a fever, if a person is having acute onset fever, he could have an acute infection like malaria and pneumonia. But if he has chronic infection like in TB or malignancy, he can have the chronic category of fever. Rigors or chills. Rigors are sudden feeling of cold with shivering, and chills are feeling of being cold without an apparent cause. These are mostly present in the case of infectious type of fever. Third is the grade of the fever. It could simply be low grade or high grade, low grade being present in acute infections and high grade in chronic infections. They could also be graded depending upon the temperature to low, moderate, high grade, and hyperpyrexia. Now, depending upon the variation in the temperature of the body, they could be regarded as continuous, remittent, intermittent, or relapsing type of fever. They're not very confusing if you just remember these simple terms. First is the temperature of the body never remains constant over a period of time, and second thing is if the temperature touches the baseline, it means the patient is having the normal body temperature. There are two main categories depending upon the pattern of fever. First is if it touches the baseline, and second if the temperature does not touch the baseline. If the body does not touch the baseline, it could either be continuous or remittent. Depending upon the variation, it could be continuous type of fever if the variation is 1 point is less than 1.5 Fahrenheit or 1 degree Celsius, and remittent type of fever if the variation is greater than 3 Fahrenheit or 2 Celsius. And second main category is if it touches the baseline, that is there is a period of normal body temperature. It could either be intermittent or relapsing type of fever. In intermittent type of fever, the temperature varies during few hours to 2 days. For example, in TB, there could be variation in the body temperature in few hours followed by night sweats. Or in malaria there could be quotidian type of fever, that is there is a bout of fever which occurs for few hours. It could be tertian type of fever, that is the fever that occurs on alternate days. Third is the cotton type of fever. Fever occurs after an interval of 2 days. Second important type of fever that touches the baseline is relapsing type of fever. That is the fever occurs for few days, then it is followed by a fever free interval, and this cycle is repeated. For example, in Hodgkin's lymphoma, there could be a duration of 1 to 2 weeks between the episodes of fever. It is also called as Bell-Epstein fever. Now, depending upon the associated features present along with fever, you can reach the differential diagnosis. For example, if a patient is having fever along with persistent headache, he could have meningitis, or air discharge could lead to otitis media. Cough can lead to respiratory infection. Diarrhea with blood and mucus can lead to a differential diagnosis of dysentery, and fever along with flank pain could be a case of pyelonephritis. Now it's time for a quick recap. More CGPA stands for mode of onset, rigors and chills, grade, pattern and associated features. There could be acute or gradual onset. He could or could not have the rigors or chills. The grade could be low or high. The pattern could touch the baseline as in intermittent or relapsing type of fever, or it could not touch the baseline as in continuous or remittent type of fever. Depending upon the associated features, you could have a case of meningitis, otitis media, respiratory infection, blood and mucus could lead to dysentery or pyelonephritis. So hope you like this video. Kindly subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon. Thank you.